glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. The true Hebrew Israelites are the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners who may look like the other nations. This is a video lesson on how we know that we're at the end of Esau, the so-called white man's rulership, which goes hand in hand with the end of America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. Now, one major sign is Russia. When we read the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and right to the point at verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Leopard represents the Greeks. You can read Daniel the 7th chapter. It speaks about the leopard, which is the Greek Empire, and Alexander the Great, or the Greek. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. Before I expound on that, the leopard was the beginning of Edomite civilization. And what is the bear? The bear is bear represents Russia. And what is the feet represent? It said, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. The feet represents the end. So Russia is going to play a major part in bringing an end to Esau in his society. Scripture speaks about Gog and Magog, which I'll get after finishing the precept. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. No, actually, I'm going to read verse 1, Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Those 7 heads represent Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spanish, the British, and the French. So the Bible deals with empires, including the rise and the fall of empires, which, so, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Now, back to the point of Russia. This is Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. And verse 1, And the word of Yahweh Bashmir Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. Gog represents Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And thus saith Yahweh Power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Verse 4 is the point. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So we've seen this. Russia, so I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, even years ago concerning Russia. And we read Russia, we read the bear, the feet of it. So this is a major sign. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So when you look at the scriptures from a deeper perspective, from a outside perspective looking down, or more broad, you see the kingdoms of the earth. In just a few words, you can identify the kingdoms of the earth and how they would rise and fall. And so narrowing it into today's time, what this will lead to is World War III, which will lead to nuclear war and the destruction by fire of this whore, Babylon the Great. So you can go deep with the scriptures, or you can keep it simple. Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. One woe was past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So there will be one world war, and then two more world wars would follow after it. And this is all while the Edomites are in power, these three world wars, which you can read about, you can look up on the history. So World War III is a sign of the end of Esau, and we know Russia is a player, which are also Edomites. And Russia will shoot nuclear missiles on America. Let's read another one. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe, World War III, cometh quickly. So we're in the time where World War III is almost here. There are rumors of World War III. Ezekiel 39, the 39th chapter, and verse 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, Russia, the same Gog as Ezekiel 38. And I will turn thee back, and leave but the sixth part of thee, and I will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. So it said, I will leave but the sixth part of thee. So 6 parts of the Russian army, one part of it will be left, in the rest of it, of the 5 of the 6 parts of the Russian army will go down to fight the Battle of Armageddon in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which has to do with World War III. And so this is the bear. We see what the bear is doing, how it's moving, based on in the scriptures. This is Isaiah the 13th chapter. And the 17th verse, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. The Medes represent Russia, the them is America, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delay in it. Their bows, the nuclear missiles, also shall dash the young men to pieces. So, this is the Lord's movie, Yahweh Shemel Shai's movie. So he can play chess with the pieces he wants. He can move around these kings in these countries as he pleases, as he because it's his will. So this is the scriptures are terrifying, but let's keep reading. Verse 18, their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. Now Babylon is America, the whore that rideth upon the beast in Revelation 17, the mother of all harlots and abominations of the earth. It's in so many of the scriptures. So America, and it said, reading on shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, which Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrown by fire. So America will be overthrown the same way by fire. And it will happen in the midst of World War III, or the Third Woe. No. Another sign where at the end is that Esau has been given the technology by Yahweh Shemel Shai. The Most High gave Esau this technology to be able to go into space. This is Obadiah chapter 1 in verse 1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh Shemel Shai, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Verse 4 is the point. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. And Esau uses the eagle as symbolism. So the Most High can look down at the so-called white man and just toy around with him. Esau tries to play the Most High, but he's just a man. The Most High is just using Esau. And you see the eagle on the back of the dollar bill. And the point is, and though thou set thy nest among the stars. So Esau has had the ability to go up into space. Now in 1969, which was when this first happened, right around then, he didn't actually get to the moon, but he still went up there. And he is, let's keep reading. Though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Is so, meaning right when Esau went into heavens, that's when America started falling. The Most High started bringing America down and in 1969. So that's a major thing right there. Now it speaks about this in Isaiah 14. And I'll start at verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Lucifer represents the elites. Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? And it seems like in these last days you hear about the elites more than even the common people than you would have 20, 30, 40 years ago. Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. So the same thing as Obadiah, or similar to Esau. Esau's still up there in space. So the fact that this is in the scriptures is a faith boost. And it shows you we're at the end in that who Esau is. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, meaning Esau will rule over the Israelites in the sides of the north being North America, Babylon the Great, specifically. Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, which is dealing with the American army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. So that with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. See if I remember. And I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. The east sea is the Euphrates River, and the utmost sea is the let me look at a map. So the land barren and desolate is Saudi Arabia. That's the land barren and desolate where the Northern Army, the American Army, will be sent to. Has to do with the World War III, Valley of Jehoshaphat, Battle of Armageddon, and all that. So the East Sea Euphrates and the other seas is the Red Sea. So that's where the Northern Army is going. So we know where the Russian army is going, and we know where the American army is going. So when you see this on the news, you hear about it through word of mouth, you know exactly what's going on. And you know soon America will be completely burned by fire. So again, you can look at the scriptures from a larger view of Esau going into heavens, which was started 1969, then would be brought down. And you can narrow it to a more timely view, if you will, of this time, where we're in the time of the MOTB being established, the RFID microchip, this digital system, while Russia's doing this thing. The Israelite in the least of the flock will draw America out to fight, draw the Edomites out to fight. Jeremiah chapter 49. And verse 20, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh Bashmir Shai that he hath taken against Edom, the so-called white man, and his purposes, because Esau is the so-called white man, are the Edomites of the Bible, who are the wicked, the old serpent, the devil, Cain. The sons of the wicked, the sons of perdition, that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman, surely the least of the flock, dealing with these small hats, Israel, meaning that people who inhabit the country, those other Edomite heathens, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So the Edomites over there will draw the Edomites, American Edomites, to fight. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. And so you look at the news, you see this is how it looks like it's about to play out, because it's all written down. Jeremiah 50. In verse 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bashmir Shai that he hath taken against Babylon, and the purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. So these are parallel. This one in Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 49, what we're reading, proving that the Edomites are connected to Babylon. They rule Babylon the Great. And his purposes that he hath purposed against the land. So this clearly isn't talking about ancient Babylon. This is talking about the whore that rideth upon the beast. The Babylon that made the inhabitants of the earth drunken, roughly paraphrased, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So we're in a time of war.